Final Fantasy XIII-2, the story so far.
Kopo! We have to figure out the labyrinth.
You'll be sure to arrive in the future you want. This must be the eclipse.
You know what this is?
Human society continues to develop. Machines once run by the Far Seers are now powered by human technology. Driving the progress is the Academy, which has grown to take a leading role in affairs of state. Under its young leader, the Academy is working to solve the paradoxes that warp the surrounding space-time. At the heart of the distortions is the Yaschas Massif, its skies darkened by a perpetual eclipse.
I strive to be like the director. I of course respect him as an authority figure, but I also respect him as a person. I remember the horrible incident from 10 years ago as if it happened yesterday. I lost my goals and my dreams and my motivation. I lost everything. But all of that changed 5 years ago at the Brescia ruins.
I hope our work here pays off. If you see any odd characters, just be nice.
The troops on Cocoon executed orders given to them by the Far Seers. However, the current army is different. They serve to protect people's lives.
You know, I wish you'd said where and when you were from the last time we met. Was in an uproar after you suddenly disappeared.
Our duty as soldiers isn't to flaunt our force, to look out for and maintain the safety of the community.
Giddy up.
Kaboom! Who's the logo?
What? That's pretty amazing. Oh, wow. You look more normal than I expected. We need more competent employees.
Those are the two that came through the gate.
Can you explain the spatial route? I swear I won't step on any more excavated items.
I hope our work here pays off.
A great many things have happened.
So, Hope, have you heard anything from Snow?
Nothing, I'm sorry to say. Not a single word. Not since he left on his mission.
No sign of him for 10 whole years? Sounds like we're not the only ones traveling through time.
You might be right. Considering Snow's uncanny ability to find trouble, he's almost certainly aware of these temporal aberrations.
A great many things have happened.
Hope, do you still think my sister is trapped inside that crystal pillar?
I always had doubts, and it wasn't just me. Saz had them as well.
Really? Saz too?
Yes. He couldn't believe that lightning would just up and leave Sarah like that. After all, she was the one who said we shouldn't face things alone, that we should stick together.
A great many things have happened.
Hope, do you still think my sister is trapped inside that crystal pillar?
I always had doubts, and it wasn't just me. Saz had them as well.
Really? Saz too?
Yes. He couldn't believe that lightning would just up and leave Sarah like that. After all, she was the one who said we shouldn't face things alone,
just be nice.
that we should stick together.
More normal than I expected.
A great many things have happened.
Hope, do you still think my sister is trapped inside that crystal pillar?
I always had doubts, and it wasn't just me. Saz had them as well.
Really? Saz too?
Yes. He couldn't believe that lightning would just up and leave Sarah like that. After all, she was the one who said we shouldn't face things alone, that we should stick together. A great many things have happened.
I wonder how Saz and little Dodge are doing.
We've been out of touch. Saz took Dodge to live on Grand Pulse, and he was flying airships the last I heard. Then suddenly they both disappeared. I searched everywhere but never found them.
Look at us. All gone our separate ways.
Yes, and I can't tell you how much it means to have you here now. Saz and Snow may have set off on different paths, but I've started to think that, in the end, we're all headed towards the same goal. A great many things have happened.
I wonder how Saz and little Dodge are doing.
We've been out of touch. Saz took Dodge to live on Grand Pulse, and he was flying airships the last I heard. Then suddenly they both disappeared. I searched everywhere but never found them.
Look at us. All gone our separate ways.
Yes,
Explain the spatial
and I can't
route?
tell you how much it means to have you here now. Saz and Snow may have set off on different paths, but I've started to think that, in the end, we're all headed towards the same goal. A great many things have happened.
I wonder how Saz and little Dodge are doing.
We've been out of touch. Saz took Dodge to live on Grand Pulse, and he was flying airships the last I heard. Then suddenly they both disappeared. I searched everywhere but never found them.
Look at us. All gone our separate ways.
Here pays off.
No positive
Yes,
results as of yet.
and I can't tell you how much it means to have you here now. Saz and Snow may have set off on different paths, but I've started to think that, in the end, we're all headed towards the same goal. A great many things have happened.
I wonder how Saz and little Dodge are doing.
We've been out of touch. Saz took Dodge to live on Grand Pulse, and he was flying airships the last I heard. Then suddenly they both disappeared. I searched everywhere but never found them.
Look at us. All gone our separate ways.
Yes, and I can't tell you how much it means to have you here now. Saz and Snow may have set off on different paths, but I've started to think that, in the end, we're all headed towards the same goal.
If you see any odd characters,
A great many things have happened.
This is some kind of ancient city, right?
The city of Padra, or so we believe. It was the center of a great kingdom built by a nation known as the Far Seers.
The Far Seers? You're telling me there used to be enough of them to build this entire town?
According to our research, we believe they constituted an entire nation. A polity that was ruled by a Seers.
Can you see me now? Standing here in this place?
So this nation, Padra? Their leader was a Seers, right?
Yes. The Seers would read the fates, see the future, and guide her country.
Yule.
They look the same as they did 5 years ago?
Those are the two that came through the gate.
Can you explain the spatial route map?
I can't believe I'm still waiting on their report.
Are those the two who came from the past?
I need to buy more cat food. He doesn't seem to have much of an appetite lately.
I heard a ruckus. What's going on? What happened?
Any records of their culture or lifestyles?
I hope my baby's doing okay.
Everyone else seems to believe it. If it's true. They look the same as they did 5 years ago?
What did the inhabitants do for food?
I heard a ruckus. What's going on? What happened?
I hope my baby's doing okay all alone. He doesn't seem to have much of an appetite lately.
Here.
Thanks.
You've traveled through time. I suppose it's not surprising you know about these things. The power to rule was passed down from one seeress to the next. She was always called Yule.
If they could read time, why did they die out? Surely they could see the danger coming and do something to avoid it.
No, they were destroyed because they could see the future.
Why?
The seeress Yule foresaw the future destruction of this city. Some citizens wanted to try to avert the disaster. Others felt that they should simply abandon their homes and run. A few fell into despair and took their own lives. The divided populace clashed. The nation was torn apart by civil war.
Being able to see the future is awfully dangerous. It can mess with people's heads.
Tell me about it. The nation fell apart, and the survivors fled into the wildlands, avoiding contact with others.
Huh. So you know the story.
Oh! Come on, Director Hope! I want to show them! It's okay to show them, isn't it?
This way. Here. This is what lies at the heart of our paradox. The Oracle Drive. We've been giving it careful study.
But how did you...
Wait. You know of these devices?
Oh, well, yeah. I've heard of them. In books and stuff.
The Oracle Drive appears to be some kind of recording apparatus from ancient times. We've excavated a number of the devices. However, the recordings depict things that cannot be possible. Perhaps you should see for yourselves.
This is how it works.
The device was excavated from an ancient part of the ruins. We used carbon dating methods to determine age. The device and the recording stored within are several centuries old.
But it shows lightning.
Someone in the past recorded this vision of the future. Perhaps it was the seeress Yule herself. What we're concerned about, however, is this. You'll have to excuse the image quality. Yes, I think so. We need to conduct further analysis to be certain.
Is it broken?
No. We've tested both device and data, and everything is nominal. Yet, when we try to view the recording, we get this. Perhaps it's not the recording that's broken. It's the immediate space-time in which we are located.
You mean it could be the paradox? Because the surrounding space-time is twisted, that might be directly affecting the device. So, if the paradox is eliminated, space-time will return to normal. Then we could see the prophecy and find out where my sister is.
Yes, I believe so.
Right.
Here.
An artifact!
This object serves as a key, is that right? We tried to make it work ourselves, but with no success.
Yeah, we can use that to travel across time.
Then you may have it. I think it'll be far more useful to you than us. Here.
During the years that passed as we traveled outside time and space, Hope had devoted himself to his research, trying to unlock the mystery of the paradox. If the gates are the cause of the puzzle, they might also be the key to unlocking it. But I wonder, am I getting closer? Will I find lightning in the end?
Time to find that gate.
It was in the ruins.
You understand why I wanted to show you the Oracle Drive?
I think I do. You've been looking for lightning too all this time.
Yes. It's not much of a clue, but I thought you should see it all the same. And I wanted you to see how far we've come.
Tell us about these ruins. What have you learned about Padra so far?
We're still excavating, gathering clues, and putting things together. But Padra was likely founded before the War of Transgression.
And that was, what, 680 years ago?
Yes. We've actually found records in an Oracle Drive that describe the conflict. The seeress gazed into the future and saw a war that would occur after her own nation was destroyed. We've still barely scratched the surface here.
I think I'm a bit jealous of you, Sarah. You can travel to the past or the future, And if you find somewhere you like, you can just stay there.
I've never thought of it like that. I've been so focused on finding my sister.
Well, of course you are. Oh, hi. Still wandering around the ruins?
The Academy's troops are made up mainly of former Sanctum soldiers. My commanding officer even fought in Cocoon's capital city.
I can earn extra doing dangerous missions.
If I could go back in time, I'd go back 10 years ago and try to stop Cocoon from falling out of the sky. Although, I guess that would mean we would be under the Far Seers' rule again.
I remember back when I enlisted.
I hope my baby has enough water in his bowl.
The people who work for the Academy aren't perfect. I know they've made quite a few errors in judgment.
So you're the ones who defeated Atlas?
I may have my faults, but at least I'm diligent.
Would get resolved.
Can they really be relied on to protect the people of the city?
The reason the Academy has gotten to where it is now is not because mistakes weren't made, but because they learned from their mistakes.
Military isn't what it used to be.
Mistakes help people grow, and that's how advances in civilization are made. But saying that, there are some things in the world that shouldn't have happened, and that can't be undone. The people who work for the Academy aren't perfect.
I always miss the excitement.
Another day, filled with mistakes.
The reason the Academy has...
I hope my baby has enough water in his bowl.
What? There was another incident?
Mistakes help people grow, but saying that,
I wonder what the residents of this ancient city thought of Cocoon and the people living there.
place is starting to grow on me.
It's like they say, time can help you forget.
Turn a blind eye and they're already slacking off.
I always miss the excitement.
Maybe it's time to put in for a transfer.
If things aren't recorded, this incident can soon be forgotten.
Can they really be relied on to protect the people of the city?
I'm collecting parts for my computer terminal. If you've got any, I'd be happy to buy them from you. What I really want to get my hands on is the battery used for one of the older models, like the kind they used on Cocoon. It wasn't a very popular model, so the parts are scarce. I saw it in a store window once. I got excited and ran in, but it turned out that the item had already been bought. Really? You'll help me try and find the battery? It might be an impossible task. I already called every store in the book with no luck. But if you say you can get your hands on it, I'll believe you. Thanks for doing this. You want to know what I'll be using it for? I'm a collector. I want to get my hands on all the retro electronics I can. I'm looking to obtain the battery of the older model terminals. I'm willing to pay whatever it takes. It's been 10 years since they stopped producing that model. No wonder the parts are so hard to find.
How can we be sure that people aren't responsible for the paradox? You traveled here from 5 years ago? So you're the ones who defeated Atlas. It's like they say, time can help you forget. If things aren't recorded, this incident can...
My baby gets so lonely all by himself.
I know I can't keep comparing life to what it was on Cocoon, but still. Always falling over things. Another day filled with mistakes.
Turn a blind eye and they're already slacking off.
The people who work for the Academy aren't perfect. I know they've made quite a few errors in judgment.
Seems so restless.
This is what happens when you're soft on your subordinates.
There's plenty of room here on Pulse, but I still want to...
Where should I try digging next?
So, any big discoveries yet?
If only the paradox
should get resolved.
I don't want him in someone else's care.
Can they really be relied on to protect the people of the city?
I may have my faults, but at least I'm diligent.
I can earn extra doing dangerous missions.
Turn a blind eye and they're already slacking off.
When you watch your step, don't you end up hitting your head on something?
I don't want him in someone else's care.
How can we be sure that people aren't responsible for the paradox? If things aren't recorded, this incident can soon be forgotten.
I hope my baby has enough water in his bowl. I hope he's behaving himself at home.
You traveled here from 5 years ago? How can we be sure that people aren't responsible for the paradox?
Can they really be relied on to protect the people of the city?
If things aren't recorded, this incident can soon be forgotten.
What? There was another incident?
So you're the ones who defeated Atlas.
There was a plan to get rid of these ruins. They were going to build a city here because the foundation is so stable.
We're here to protect everyone should anything happen. I hope this allows you to focus on your work.
Can they really be relied on to protect?
I may have my faults, but at least I'm diligent.
Military isn't what it used to be.
My baby gets so lonely all by himself.
It's like they say, time can help you forget. So you're the ones who defeated Atlas.
I remember back when I enlisted.
How can we be sure that people aren't
I
responsible?
may have my faults, but at least I'm diligent.
library isn't what it used to be.
I need to pick up some cat food.
How can we be sure that people aren't responsible for the paradox? It's like they say, time can help you forget.
I hope my baby has enough water in his bowl. My baby gets so lonely all by himself.
How can we be sure that people aren't
I
responsible?
wonder what the residents of this ancient city thought of Cocoon.
And the people living there.
Time travelers? Really?
There's plenty of room here on Pulse, but I still... Another day, filled with mistakes.
I hope my baby has enough water in his bowl. I don't want him in someone else's care.
What? There was another incident? I always miss the excitement. Everyone seems so restless.
My baby gets so lonely all by himself.
There was a plan to get rid of these ruins. They were going to build a city here because the foundation is so stable.
I hope my baby has enough water in his bowl.
You traveled here from 5 years ago?
If only the paradox would get resolved.
Time travelers? Really?
Don't push yourself too hard.
long will that pillar be able to support Cocoon?
I can't get excited about uncovering the Far Seers. Especially after we spent 10 years learning how to live without them.
Giddy up.
Ooh. If there's a paradox that can actually save lives and be used for the greater good, there may be no need to resolve it. Director XIII is the personification of the Academy's idea. No more relying on the Far Seers. Can't get excited about uncovering the Far Seers. Especially after we spent 10 years learning how to live without them. The Academy is becoming more and more influential in government. Although some dislike the politics of scientists, they're the smartest people we have.
Not this time, Kubo.
I want to live as close to Cocoon as possible. How long will that pillar be able to support Cocoon?
I get so many great ideas and inspirations at night. Melissa was chosen to be the director's assistant because of her work involving the Paradox investigation. I can't begin to imagine what it'll mean for the person who resolves this entire situation. I work better at night, so I wouldn't mind if daytime never came. I get so many great ideas and inspirations at night. Melissa was chosen to be the director's assistant because of her work involving the Paradox investigation. I can't begin to imagine what it'll mean for the person who resolves this entire situation.
I wonder what's going to happen to Cocoon. On Cocoon, they even controlled the weather.